Hi everyone! Welcome to this e-learning video on Intro to Calibrations. In this training, we will discuss what a calibration meeting is and why calibrations are important, describe a typical workflow for a calibration meeting, and highlight ways to get the most out of attending a calibration meeting. To start, let's review what a calibration meeting is. Calibration meetings are a series of ongoing meetings to discuss the scoring of pre-selected accounts. They're used to collaborate with our peers on account reviews and confirm alignment on scoring, coaching, highlights, and strategy. They serve as an opportunity to address any questions our teammates have on scoring and create the opportunity to seek the opinions of our peers. Ultimately, the meetings aid in streamlining future scoring and assessing areas of opportunity for additional training. Let's talk more in detail about why we have calibration meetings. With the new decentralized model of quality, calibrations will promote consistency across all team leads and help prevent any misalignment in reviews. The meetings are a strategy to stay in touch with one another so we can maintain alignment on the logic, best practices, and the needs of the business. Our end goal is always to ensure our clients are having wow experiences, and calibrations help to guarantee this outcome. Now let's take a look into a typical calibration meeting workflow. Keep in mind that the setup and frequency of these meetings can evolve over time with the changing needs of our business. Calibrations will be held on an ongoing basis. Having consistent meetings helps promote continuous alignment. As our processes and products change, it's important that our reviews adapt with those changes to continue to provide value. In a typical calibration meeting workflow, first, select accounts. The facilitator will select 3 to 4 example accounts that will likely generate an engaging conversation surrounding areas of opportunity or highlights and send them to the attendees. You may find it useful to select live accounts. This is when an interaction or an account is selected for review, but not included in the pre-work. Instead, the interaction or the account is reviewed live during the calibration meeting for everyone to review it for the first time together. Review accounts. If it's decided to pre-select the accounts, participants will receive the pre-selected accounts and review them on an individual basis. Keep in mind, the pre-work must be completed the day before the calibration meeting. Analyze results. Once the pre-work is completed, the facilitator will analyze the results. They'll review the scoring for each account and identify where the attendees are aligned or misaligned. Discuss the scoring. During the meeting, the discussion will focus on the scoring of the accounts. Attendees will volunteer to share the reasons behind their scoring and their feedback on the interactions or accounts. Make a decision. Ultimately, we want to make a decision on how to score the accounts during this meeting. Once the conversation has been explored, the agreed scoring is decided. Follow-up. If the decisions made during the meeting result in changing a documented process or changing internal notes, we want to ensure those are updated. You may also find it helpful to have an attendee send an email to all team leads summarizing any decisions made to keep everyone informed. And lastly, implement. Once decisions are made and the agreed scoring is determined and documented, all team leads need to implement the logic for their future reviews. This will help ensure continuous alignment. Although this is a recommended workflow for calibration meetings, you may find other ways of calibrating that could also provide value to attendees. Calibration meetings will be ongoing, and you'll find ways that work best for you and your peers. It's an evolving strategy that you can enhance and establish over time. Now, how can you get the most out of a calibration meeting as a participant? Before the meeting, submit accounts. We recommend you save any accounts you come across during your reviews that you think may generate a good discussion during a calibration meeting. For example, maybe you have an interaction or account you want to highlight as a job well done. Or maybe you reviewed an interaction or an account where you were conflicted on how to score. Keeping these in a doc on an ongoing basis can help you and your teammates have valuable calibration meetings in the future. Plan ahead. You'll want to give yourself enough time to complete the pre-work prior to the meeting. Blocking off time on your calendar to complete it will help harness your undivided attention and guarantee the necessary time to thoroughly review each account. It's always best to come prepared. Take notes. Remembering exactly what each interaction or account was about can be tough, especially if you start the pre-work early on. Take detailed notes on your reviews so you can remember your talking points when you get to the calibration meeting. You can also refresh yourself on your notes prior to joining the meeting so your ideas are top of mind. During the meeting, participation is key. Share your scores, reasoning, and feedback. A successful calibration will contain a lot of discussion surrounding the accounts, so all opinions are heard before coming to an agreed scoring. Remember, keep an open mind to the opinions of your teammates and make sure everyone's point of views are heard. You may find yourself wanting to change your initial scoring or building off of someone else's feedback. Use resources. When discussing the accounts, reference the Logic, Salesforce Knowledge Base, Igloo, or Indy. Keep these resources handy during the calibration meetings to support your scoring and share them with your teammates. After the meeting, check back. As you continue with your reviews, remember to check back and reference any notes taken and the agreed scoring. It will help promote alignment in the future when similar scenarios arise. And lastly, implement. It's very important that decisions made during the calibration meeting on how to score accounts are implemented for any future reviews. It's important that all interactions and accounts are being reviewed the same way. Thank you for joining our e-learning on calibration meetings. We're always here to help, so please reach out with any questions.